When people think of the Mario Kart series, Mario Kart 7 is an entry that's often overlooked. Maybe not as much by me, since it was the first Mario Kart game I ever owned, but by most fans, it's the forgotten Mario Kart. And honestly, I can kind of see why. Many of the Mario Kart games have something memorable about them, or have a really great feature, like 2 people in each kart with Mario Kart Double Dash, Mario Kart DS's snaking and great courses, and Mario Kart Wii's bikes and motion controls. Mario Kart 7, on the other hand, just isn't that memorable, even being the first Mario Kart game with gliders and underwater gameplay. And if I'm being completely honest, I think it has one of the worst course selections out of recent Mario Kart games. Of course, there is still a lot to be enjoyed about Mario Kart 7, and that's what we'll be looking at in today's video, where I'm counting down the best and worst courses in the game. Before we get started, if you enjoy videos about Mario Kart, or Nintendo in general, be sure to subscribe to my channel so you never miss my regular videos and live streams. Now, with that out of the way, let's get started. Now here's a big surprise. The worst course in the game is the first course in the game. If you've seen my previous ranking videos, you'll know that I usually put the first course in each Mario Kart game as the last on my list. This makes sense, since their purpose is usually to introduce the player to the game. And actually, I think Toad Circuit does a better job of this than some of the other first Mario Kart tracks like Figure 8 Circuit and Mario Kart DS. Toad Circuit has a glider section, and a couple areas where you can take a shortcut across the dirt. Plus, it has giant toad balloons, and how can you beat that? Well, obviously you can, because we have 15 more courses to go. In many games, especially in the Super Mario series, water levels are considered to be some of the worst. Cheep Cheep Lagoon is really one of the first water levels in the Mario Kart series, since Mario Kart 7 is the first game in the series to introduce an underwater mechanic. While water levels in Mario Kart aren't as bad as they are in the Super Mario series, I don't like Cheep Cheep Lagoon that much. It has you jump into some water and then come back up to the start to start it over again. There are some interesting elements, but I overall feel it's a pretty slow course, and for that reason, I just don't enjoy it that much compared to many other tracks in Mario Kart 7. Mario Kart 7's version of Mario Circuit is not one of the better ones in my opinion. Although I do think it's much better than Mario Kart Wii's version, I would probably have more fun with the Mario Kart DS or Mario Kart 8 versions of Mario Circuit. It's a pretty simple course, but does have some interesting parts like driving through Peach's castle, although I wish that section lasted longer, and the glider section that takes you past some giant Goombas. I think this course could have been better if it was a bit longer, and maybe had some more course hazards or something like that, since the beginning doesn't have all that much. Well, now we have another Mushroom Cup course, Daisy Hills. As you can probably tell, as with most Mario Kart games, the Mushroom Cup courses aren't as good as the other cups in this game. I do think that from now on, the courses are in a slightly higher tier than the courses before this, since I don't have as many complaints. Daisy Hills takes you through an area that seems to be European themed, which is kind of cool since we don't get many courses that have a theme like that often. The reason I'm putting it so low is because I think the middle of the course doesn't have all that much going on. Sure, there are some jumps you can go off of and some opportunities for shortcuts, but other than that, there aren't that many creative aspects. The town part is a bit better. There is a cool part where you can drive on the rooftops of the town, but overall, it's a middle of the road course for me. Now here's a surprise, a special cup course relatively low on my list, Rosalina's Ice World. This course takes you through, well, an ice world. You can go underwater and through a cave with branching pathways. I have some fun on this course, like the long turn at the beginning and the boost in the cave. I also think it's a cool idea how you can drive on top of some ice above the lake if you're going fast enough, and if you aren't, you have to drive underwater. However, I just don't think that there's much going on in this course. The environment looks cool, yes, but I think it would have been nice to have some more course hazards. The underwater section can also be annoying since it's easy to drive into a wall. It's a pretty good course, but I think a lot of the tracks in Mario Kart 7 are still a bit better. At number 11, we have the last Mushroom Cup course on this list, Shy Guy Bazaar. I think this is a really interesting idea for a course, since there really isn't any other course in Mario Kart that has a theme quite like this one. It takes you through what looks like an African or Middle Eastern themed bazaar at night. The first part, I think, is really cool, since there are so many different paths to take, like on top of some roofs or in a tunnel. The next part isn't as interesting, since there aren't as many creative parts, but then there's a big glider section that takes you next to Shy Guys in flying carpets, and then you're pretty much back where you started. The cool environment and creative parts are what I like about this course, but I put it in the bottom half of my rankings mostly since the middle section isn't all that interesting, and I think they could have done more with it, maybe made the course a bit longer as well. In many Mario Kart games, the tracks themed about Wario and Waluigi always seem to be really creative and interesting, and although Wario Shipyard is one of the more forgettable ones, it's still fun to play on and is pretty creative as well. It takes you through kind of an abandoned shipyard area, which allows for some really creative gameplay, like driving on the ships and underwater. It also has some interesting course hazards, like pipes that can knock you off the course and crabs walking back and forth. Honestly, I don't have many complaints about this one, I just think that other courses in the game are a bit more fun. Continuing the tradition of having courses with repeated words in the name for some reason, at number 9 I have Rock Rock Mountain. This course takes you along a mountainside, and pretty early on, a really cool glider section, one of the best in the game in my opinion. It takes you down a long way, with mountains on the side, and lots of pipes and coins along the way down. There's actually a second smaller glider section after that. It kind of seems like half of the course is spent with the glider. I guess this is kind of a weakness, since for much of the middle section, the creativity relies on these glider sections, and on the ground there isn't much else that's interesting. The end is really cool again though, since it takes you up a massive hill with rocks coming down at you and tons of boosts to help you go faster. Overall, this is one of the better courses in the game, and I like the mountain theme. I think Piranha Plant Slide is a cool idea for a course, and I love how it's themed around the Super Mario Bros. Series. It has you drive through a pipe into a sewer area filled with piranha plants and other hazards. It also has some blocks that look like they came from the original Super Mario Bros. Game. It's really cool how the first part you are mainly above ground, but then you take another pipe deeper into the sewer where you are completely underwater. Another pipe that shoots you up with a glider to the start of the track comes right after the sewer section. This is another course I honestly don't have many complaints about. It's a good course, I just think there are some that are better in Mario Kart 7. Music Park is a course that I think a lot of people like, but in my opinion, I think it's a bit overrated. Yeah, it has some really creative ideas, like driving on top of pianos that make music and being crushed by giant music notes that go with the beat. I'm not saying these things aren't creative, but they aren't really big new ideas. The pianos honestly don't contribute that much to gameplay, they just make music. Maybe this opinion is a bit controversial, which is why I had to start with the negatives here. There are some good things about this course. I think it's fun to play on, the glider section at the end is great, and it's fun to drift on the many turns in this course. So yes, it's a good track, but not one of the top 5 in Mario Kart 7 or something. Mario Kart 7 did an interesting, unique thing where they had multiple courses related to Wuhu Island from Wii Sports Resort, and they all interconnect in some way. Mario Kart 7 was also the first Mario Kart game to include courses split into sections instead of just laps. I think these are all really cool ideas, and produce some great courses, starting with Wuhu Loop. The first section starts out taking you on some pretty basic terrain. The second section is probably the most interesting, since it takes you through a tunnel to a mountainside, which contains many different ways to take. There's another part like this where there are 2 possible ways to take. This is another thing that I really like about this course. The third and final section is also pretty simple, and takes you back to the town where you started, and ends the course. I guess the only complaint I would have about this course is that some of it seems basic, especially the start and end sections. Neo Bowser City has one of, if not the best themes in Mario Kart 7. It takes you through a futuristic city that just looks really cool. This is probably my favorite part of the course, but the gameplay is also pretty good. There's lots of opportunities for drifting, and it also has a good difficulty, since there is a hard part near the end with really tight turns that make it easy to fall off. Now, I do have one big complaint about this one. It could definitely use some more course hazards. With the futuristic theme, there are tons of possibilities for cool hazards, like maybe lightning bolts or some kind of futuristic car. If something like this was added, Neo Bowser City could easily be in the top 3. This doesn't take away from the course too much though, because it's still ranked pretty high. Next up we have DK Jungle. I really like this course because of all the variety it has. It takes you through a jungle, on a bridge above some water, into an ancient temple, and underwater in a lake. All of these areas are creative and fun to play on, and the course looks great in general. It also has some interesting course hazards, like giant stone statues and, whatever these are. They kind of look like drums, I guess. Anyway, DK Jungle is definitely one of my favorite courses in Mario Kart 7. Maka Wuhu is probably best known for having the best glitch in Mario Kart 7. Basically, at the beginning, you can fall off the ledge in a specific way and skip an entire section of the course. Nintendo patched this glitch for online play, but luckily kept it in single player so we can still have fun with it. Because of this glitch, I don't see the middle of this course very often, and as it turns out, it's one of the best courses in the game. The sunset theme in the background looks really nice, first of all. There is a great variety of areas as well, with a cave, optional underwater section, and a castle. At the end, it takes you high up on the mountain, and to get down, you take what's probably the best glider section in the game. Overall, it's a very memorable course and deserves its spot in the top 3. However, there are just 2 courses that I think are better. Here's another recurring theme in these ranking videos. Bowser Castle tracks always rank highly for me. Although Mario Kart 7's version of Bowser Castle isn't one of my very favorites in the series, it's still a great track. There are lots of creative ideas, like a spinning tunnel that you can go inside or on top of, a water section that somehow has lava inside of it, and a big hill at the end that takes you to a glider section. The end is interesting because you likely won't actually go through the finish line after the very start of the track, due to the glider taking you above it. Anyway, like most Bowser Castle courses, it's just really fun to play on, but I do think there is one course that is just a bit better than this one. You might be able to guess which one. Rainbow Road tracks have not actually ranked that highly in these ranking videos. That is, until now. Mario Kart 7's version of Rainbow Road is by far one of the best in the series, if not the best. While most previous Rainbow Road tracks just take place on, well, a rainbow, Mario Kart 7's Rainbow Road has sections on planets' rings, a moon, and in a tunnel. There's just so many creative ideas packed into one course, and the music is amazing as well. This is another course that has 3 sections instead of laps, and despite how long it is, it's always filled with fun parts and hazards. It is truly the best course in Mario Kart 7. So anyway, that's my list of the best and worst courses in Mario Kart 7. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and subscribe for more videos like this one. If you agreed with my choices or have some of your own you'd like to share, be sure to leave them in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!